The 2021 iPad Pro models have arrived, this time with the best processor an iPad have ever equipped, which is the M1 chip. Besides that, Apple have included several compelling new features that largely appeal to pro users. In this video, I'll be doing a side-by-side comparisons of the latest iPad Pro 2021 version, which comes with the M1 chip, with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, which released last year. Before we get started, if you guys are new to this channel, then make sure to be subscribed to Logan the Tech Guy YouTube channel. My videos consist of infographic tech comparison videos and voiceover comparison videos, which I'll be doing for the M1 iPad Pro 2021 version with the iPad Pro 2020 version and also the Surface Pro. I had my hands on all of these latest arrivals, so make sure to be subscribed for that. Speaking of tech, I also do tech review videos, and sometime if I have some time to spare, I will come up with the science and engineering videos too. So yeah, let's get started. As always, let's start with the price standpoint. The iPad Pro 2021 version, which comes with M1 chipset, the 12.9-inch model starts at $1,099 for 128GB of Wi-Fi model with 8GB of RAM, making it $100 more expensive than the previous model. Doubling the storage to 256GB brings the price to $1,199. From there, you can buy a 512GB model for $1,399 or pay $1,799 for 1TB and 16GB of RAM. If you can't store in the cloud or work with gigantic files, the 2TB model with 16GB of RAM costs $2,199. While the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus comes in myriad configurations, you can order up as much as RAM and storage as you want. The LTE model is no longer available. Samsung has dropped the prices significantly since launch. The starting price of the entry-level model was, for example, $650. It's now at $580. All the models have received huge price cut, with the high-end models seeing more than $100 slice from the price. That makes them a much better deal. Design-wise, the 2021 version of the iPad Pro with M1 chip is identical to the previous model. Apart from some added weight, the iPad Pro is stylish slate with a sophisticated aluminum design. It comes with a slim display bezel and a flat edge shape. Apple brought fresh color to the iPad Air, iMac and iPhone 12, but the iPad Pro is stuck with bland space gray and boring silver. The edges of the iPad Pro are flat, which gives the slab a stately stature while the aluminum frame feels robust. Lining those flat edges is a power button on top right corner, volume up and down buttons, and a SIM card slot on the right, and a USB port on the bottom. The front-facing camera is located at the top when the tablet is vertically oriented, which can be problematic. It also comes with thin bezels bordering the display. They draw your eyes toward the gorgeous 12.9-inch panel. The other is the charging pad, which magnetically holds and tops up the Apple Pencil too. The iPad Pro has a single USB-C charging port on the bottom edge with Thunderbolt 3 and USB 4 support that gets your data throughout of up to 40GB, up from 10GB, and the ability to connect to 4K and 5K monitors, along with the compatibility with a range of USB-C accessories. Design-wise, Samsung aimed high and hit the mark with the Tab S7 Plus. The design of the Tab S7 bears more than a passing resemblance to the Apple's iPad Pro 2020 version, thanks to the flat side edges, the size and the basic shape of the screen, and even the button, speaker and port placement. The hardware looks and feels great. The bulk of S7 Plus chassis is aluminum. The sides have a polished chrome-like look, while the metal rear panel is flat in both shape and finish. The materials are top-notch and fitted together perfectly. The 12.4 inches Tab S7 Plus comes with a weight of 575 grams. There's lots going on around the outer edge. The top edge of the tablet holds the screen lock, power button, volume toggle, SIM memory card tray, and a microphone. The USB-C port is on the right edge. Speaker grills are visible near the four corners. The bottom houses the pogo pin connector that used to power the keyboard accessory. Basically, it has everything but a headphone jack. On the back, you will notice the slightly raised camera model in one corner and dedicated magnetic strips for the S Pen stylus. The S Pen adheres to the magnetic strips strongly enough, but I do still worry about losing it when the pen tossed into a backpack. Thankfully, the keyboard accessory includes a protective flap for the S Pen. The display of Apple's iPad Pro 2021 version. The new Liquid Retina XDR display feels more like an evolution of LED than the revolution of OLED Spark. Colors are vibrant and the screen gets very bright, but don't expect the same eye-popping tones found on the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus AMOLED panel. Part of the reason I suspect is that Apple wants to keep its signature, natural look. Colors on the 12.9-inch screen are accurate without being oversaturated. But as a result, the screen on the new iPad Pro doesn't look much different than its predecessor, at least while viewing on a non-HDR content. The mini LED consists of 2500 local dimming zones that can illuminate during bright scenes and turn off completely during dark ones. While the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus display comes with 12.4-inch Super AMOLED screen with 120Hz refresh rate for smooth operation. Viewing angles were very good. The 16:10 aspect ratio strikes a nice balance between tablet and laptop friendly use. The display of the larger tablet is simply stunning in every way. The 120Hz panel means content on the screen looks exceptionally smooth. Whether I was browsing the web, watching Netflix or playing games, the screens exhibit a liquid flow that's easy to get used to. I wish the glass were less reflective and less prone to collecting fingerprint, but these are common complaints about modern touch panels. When you talk about iPad or when you talk about Samsung Galaxy Tabs, the keyboard is a must talk. The Magic Keyboard of the iPad Pro 2021 version now comes in white. It is crisp white hue that matches the Apple Pencil. The smooth finish feels nice but is very slippery. Also, the white surface shows dirt and grime more than the black variant. The TLDR version is that the backlit keys feels great to type on and the floating design is clever and uses sturdy cantilevered hinges. But there are some major drawbacks. Chief among that is the weight, which comes at 0.7 kgs, that you can't use the iPad Pro as a regular tablet without detaching it from the accessory, and it comes with a dizzying price of $349. The Apple Pencil 2 is one of the better ones in the market. It's also one of the most expensive at $129, but artists, students, designer, and anyone who prefers handwritten notes will get their money worth. The length and girth of the pen makes it suitable for most hand sizes, and the weight is evenly balanced so that the pen doesn't seesaw as you write. The one-sided flat edges reminds me of the legendary Lamy Safari fountain pen, which contour nicely to your grip. Unlike the Apple iPad Pro, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus actually ships with an S Pen stylus in the box. This is a full-size stylus that looks and feels like a legit pen. Samsung revised the S Pen compared to the one accompanied with the Tab S6. I found the shape and the material comfortable to hold and use over time, and the buttons works well. The S Pen slaps upon against a magnetic strip on the back of the tablet where it's easily jarred loose. The S Pen has access to the entire suite of software that's found on the Note 20 Ultra smartphone. That means the new and advanced Notes app, as well as the screen write, live messages, AR Doodle and Translate. These are all accessed via a sidebar menu that floats along the right edges of the screen. The S Pen supports the new Air Actions as well, which lets you to go back a screen or take a screenshot by drawing squiggles in the air while holding the button down. It takes practice to get this right, but I'm not sure entirely that this is useful. The Samsung book cover keyboard is absolutely necessary to complete the experience of using Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. For starters, it provides a protective shell for the tablet. I wouldn't want to carry the tablet around without one. The wrap is at highest with the metal back panel magnetically. It includes a kickstand as well as a flap for protecting and accessing the S Pen. The outer half of the book cover connects the bottom edge. You have to take care to align the pogo pins correctly, but once it's locked into place, it stays firmly attached. This year, the 2021 version of iPad Pro meets the M1 chipset. Using the same chip found in the entry-level MacBook Pro and MacBook Air, the 2021 iPad Pro takes the fastest tablet on the market and pumps it with the rocket fuel. It is fast to the point where I wouldn't know where to begin in my trials to push the iPad Pro to its computing limits. I would be surprised if any iPad Pro owner found the performance ceiling of this slate unless you run demanding programs typically meant for laptops or desktops. For most users, the M1 chips means everything will run slightly faster and smoother than before. Apps open instantly, websites blink onto the screen, and navigating the OS was silky delay-free joy. On the Geekbench 5 overall performance test, the iPad Pro with M1 chip scored a 7,298 score, crushing the iPad Air with A14 Bionic chip with 4,262 score. The previous iPad Pro comes with A12Z Bionic chip, comes with 4,720 score, as well as anything released by the competition, including the Surface Pro 7 Plus, which comes with 4,825 score with i5 11 Gen 35G7 chipset, and the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, which comes with Snapdragon 865 Plus, scores of 2,910. For the battery life of the iPad Pro, the 12.9-inch iPad Pro has a great battery life, lasting 10 hours and 29 minutes on the laptop Mac battery test, which involves continuous web browsing over Wi-Fi at 150 nits. The iPad Pro won't break any endurance records, but all-day battery life for a slate with a large first-of-its-kind display is impressive. It even lasts longer on the charge than previous model, and the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus lasts at 8 hours and 51 minutes with AMOLED panel. About the software, the iPad Pro is more like the MacBook Air or MacBook Pro than ever before, now that it runs on the M1 chip and flaunts the mini LED panel expected to arrive in the Apple's next batch of laptops. Also, Apple debuted a touchpad and keyboard support on the previous iPad Pro, bringing its tablet closer to a tablet-laptop hybrid like the Surface Pro. And yet, Apple continues to say that it will never merge its operating systems. In its current state, iPad OS is limited given the power under the hood of this latest tablet. You can multitask by using split view or slide over, two ways to get multiple windows open at once. Both the gesture system Apple built specifically for the iPad, but operating multiple apps or browsers at once just isn't as intuitive as using split screen on laptop or desktop. Moreover, iPad OS is still missing several pro level apps like Apple's own Final Cut Pro. Apple could bring the iPad Pro closer to the parity with Macs when the iPad OS 15 arrive. Until then, this tablet works best as a tablet, not a MacBook replacement. For the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus software, the tablet ships with Android 10 and Samsung base One UI version 2.5, but the slates have been updated to Android 11 with Samsung One UI 3.0. The tablets were running Android 11 when we evaluate them. The softwares experience a mixed bag. Android tablets often deliver an etchingly awkward experience, but Samsung had smoothed over some of the rough spots. You can use the tablet just as you would as a smartphone, especially a Samsung flagship smartphone. More specifically, the Samsung Tab S7 Plus carry over all the software features of the Note 20 lineup, which means you have notes that sync across devices as well as various stylus-based activities. Not all apps are optimized for Android tablets, and it continues to be the lynching that fails the Tab S7 Plus over and over. Samsung optimizes its own apps for the tablet, sure, but the majority of Android apps simply don't adjust well to the landscape or retention. This leaves them booking and behaving in unpolished ways that distract from experience. Top-notch hardware only gets your product so far. Things start to fall apart for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus when you dig deep enough into the software. For the Apple iPad Pro 2021 version cameras, the front camera has been upgraded from 7MP to 12MP ultra-wide-angle shooter. With the ultra-wide-angle camera, the Apple has introduced a new center stage feature for video calls, where it will keep your face centered in the field of view as you move around in the shot. If there are more people in the frame, it will detect them and zoom out to include everyone. The rear cameras remain unchanged with 12MP camera, 10MP ultra-wide camera, and a LiDAR sensor. Because of its new Power M1 chip, the new iPad Pro supports Smart HDR3 for video recording. For the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus cameras, the 13MP primary lens with f2.0 aperture and 5MP ultra-wide lens with f2.2 aperture comprise the Tab S7 Plus rear camera module. There is an 8MP sensor on front of the tablet with f2.0 aperture. The rear cameras on the Tab S7 Plus can take sharp photos with good lighting. With the good lighting, the dual camera stack performs well. The 13MP lens takes an excellent shot with good depth of field and solid color accuracy. The ultra-wide lens performs nearly as well, though they did find some minor loss on the fine detail. In low light, the rear cameras do an adequate job, while the selfie camera also takes good selfie, though some of the low light test shots appear to less flat and with minor noise around the edges. Before I jump to the pros and the cons of Apple iPad Pro 2021 version with M1 chip and Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, if you like what you're watching, a sub to this channel will be massively appreciated. Now for the pros of the iPad Pro 2021 version. It comes with XDR display that can get bright and vivid, and it comes with M1 chip which is outrageously fast, and it comes with slim and durable chassis. It has Thunderbolt 3 and USB 4 support. Its improved front-facing camera with center stage is a really very must-have camera this time. It comes with 5G wireless speed. For the pros of S7 Plus, it comes with solid build quality with beautiful Super AMOLED display. It comes with textures S Pen tip making it writing on screen feel natural. It comes with 5G connectivity. It comes with classy hardware. It comes with stunning display with top performance and excellent battery life. For the cons of the iPad Pro, it comes with single port which limits its usability. Its display had some limitation. iPad OS can feel restricting sometimes, and it's expensive. The cons of S7 Plus, it comes with S Pen that can easily dislodge from the back of the panel, and it comes with Android app integration which still falls behind iPad OS. Its optional book cover keyboard case feels flimsy, and yeah, some of the accessories are pricey. Before I end this video is made based on my hands-on usage on the M1 iPad Pro 2021 version and the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. The views, pros and the cons were made based on my hands-on usage on this device. There's no compensation and no copy approval provided by the manufacturers to me, and there's certainly no any early previews of this video were given to Apple or Samsung. Logan the Tech Guy worked for the viewers, for you, not the brand manufacturers. So yeah, that's literally it for the review of the M1 iPad Pro and the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, which is versatile and boasts an upper hand on their own. Are you impressed with these devices? Do let me know in the comment section. And if you have any thoughts or constructive criticism, do let me know in the comments below. And if you want to suggest any tech comparisons to be made in this channel, then let me know in the comments below. Like this video if you did find this video helpful, and if you want to see more from me, then hit on the subscribe button, tap on the bell icon, and that will be always really appreciated. Check out my other videos. I will catch you next time right here. All love and peace out.